doesn't walk over there for food. He runs over there for food.
Actually, I am the cook in this relationship. I like it's call that my love language or something. I like to do the cooking. But you know, like I'm not working right now. But when I was on the road, of course I'm gone, and then when I get home, I've got 2-3 days, whatever it is, of doing nothing, and she's out working her 9-to-5 job. So it kind of makes sense that, you know, when she comes home, I have dinner ready. You know, I like doing it.
I tend to do the same thing. As a matter of fact, my wife will sometime ask me, you know, okay, what's for dinner? And I'll say salmon, or I'll say pizza, or I'll say something, because I've prepared dinner for her. The last couple of days, it's been salmon. I was able to go to the store and get some couple pounds of salmon, and she likes the way I make it when I make it just for her, which means less salt and less everything. Less salt and less everything. And,
that's exactly what I cooked for her last night.
All right. See.
I gotta plug something. Wild Alaska. Look it up online.
I've tried it. I'm not a big fan. And you have to understand, I'm not a seafood person or a connoisseur. I only know 3 things. I know what shrimp is. I know what scallops are. I know what salmon is. And I know that there's fish. But I don't know the different fish. You can say it's tilapia or swordfish.
You don't?
No.
Wow.
I don't know whiting from perch. So it's fish. It's just fish. I don't
know if we can be friends anymore, Dan.
We don't have to be friends. We're brothers.
That's right.
So that's fine. You know, but I really don't.
Okay.
I really don't. And it's not the end of the world. I mean, I eat fish, but if you're telling me it's the greatest swordfish, I'm like, okay, it's fish. I don't know the difference. I'm going to put butter on it and garlic on it.
You wouldn't know the difference between haddock and a pollock.
No, I don't.
Okay.
No, haddock, pollock, whiting, it's all the same to me.
But it's not.
So you say, but I don't know that. Now, what you should do at some point is make a couple of different fishes and give them to me. And then say this is what this is and allow me to, because other than that, I'm not going to know.
Okay. That wouldn't be fair. That would be cheating.
You tell them, Bishop.
I would take you to a fish market, and while the fish are displayed at the market, point them out to you and name them for you, and the type of fish it is, whether it's a cold water fish, a brackish water fish, or a warm water fish.
Okay. See, right there is where you lost me. I understand cold, and I understand warm. What is brackish?
It's where the two converge, the cold and the warm water. It's not, and it can be somewhat salty, but not necessarily.
Okay, see, but you understand when I tell you I'm ignorant about something. I am completely ignorant about this. Now, yes, I've seen whiting, and I've seen perch, and I've seen swordfish. I know that they're there, but what I don't know is the difference in taste, which is why I said cook some for me, so I can find and say this is this, and I can eat it and say okay, good, because I know that whiting is more expensive than tilapia.
Yes.
Tilapia is, I'm told, it's the cheapest fish out there. So when someone's got tilapia on the menu, it's because it's the cheapest fish for them to buy.
Why is it so cheap?
Because there's a lot of them, I would imagine.
It comes from Vietnam.
And they eat everything.
Okay. Okay, stop right there because, see, you want me to do this at some point in time. You want me to try this at some point in time. Don't go any further because I have the problem with shrimp. I love shrimp, but I know that they are quote-unquote bottom feeders.
So is lobster.
So is lobster. I'm not eating the bug, although I have eaten the meat, and I can stomach the meat, but I'm not looking at that bug.
Okay. So is the catfish.
I wouldn't know a catfish if it said meow. So,
catfish comes from a freshwater fish. It's a freshwater fish, or it can be found in brackish water as well.
Okay. Tune in next week for the Farmers Market, starring Dan Vale and Bishop Hamby.
I'm gonna tell you a very quick.
We've managed to avoid your stories the entire show. You're going to start off with the show.
The whole motoring public in Boston, Massachusetts has been waiting with bated breath to hear what I'm about to tell you. Okay. And I had never even heard of tilapia before. I am down in Panama on a river canoe going way up 10 miles into the jungle on this old slow river. We get all the way up there, run out of gas. And I got a cruise ship to catch. And this river is going at a snail's pace. So I get everybody, we're paddling with our hands, and I'm making jokes about Anaconda and the crocodile movies and all this stuff just to keep everybody on their toes. We roll up on an Embera Indian village out in the middle of the jungle. They're wearing nothing but loincloths. They live out there, and they had gas, but there was a price for it. We had to get out and we had to buy their trinkets and everything like that, cross their palms with gold and everything. And as we're doing it, they're the nicest people in the world. As we're doing it, they are pulling tilapia fish out of the river and cooking it right there to make us lunch.
Wow.
And it was some of the best fish I ever had. And nothing at all like what I've had out of a grocery store that comes from Vietnam.
It's not. So you don't want to hear us talk about fish anymore. What do you want to talk about?
Let's talk about chicken.
Now, free range chicken or I don't know if Dan's ever really been to a chicken farm.
It is something that will turn your stomach.
It is a smelly place.
So bad. Oh, and feathers everywhere.
Yes.
Feathers everywhere.
And it has the sweetest meat. I don't know what it is. But between chickens and pigs, they smell horrible, but their meat is just
so
delicious.
Yeah. Do you know? Now, my pastor brother used to be a pastor up in Belfast, Maine.
Okay.
And the parsonage was right across the road from a poultry weigh station. So there's always a handful of chickens that are just running around that got loose. And as kids, when I'd be down there visiting, we'd go catch these chickens. And I don't know if you know, but if you just hold a chicken, by the neck, not to hurt it, but if you hold it by the neck and push his nose down to the ground and just scratch your finger in front of its nose on the dirt, it'll stay there. It won't move until you come and get it.
What?
Yeah.
You can.
What?
We used to love lime. Yeah, they would.
Yeah.
Or if you
Okay. All right. Hold it. Time out. First of all, How did we get into Farmer John's segment about chickens? I got to okay, the other thing is, for the record, I spent almost 2 weeks, maybe 2 weeks, at Stratford Feed Yard in Stratford, Texas, where I worked every job there. That's where I learned a lot about cattle. I learned a lot about sheep and cows. And that's also where I smelled some things that...
Yeah.
So I know...
They were raising dinosaurs when you were there.
I know. I know a few things about farm life. I know sheep are dumb. They are the dumbest animals on the face, and they stink to high heaven. Oh, my God. Do they stink?
And Jesus says, feed my sheep.
And Jesus says, feed my sheep.
Feed my lamb.
Yeah. Yeah.
They ain't going to do it for themselves. They're too stupid.
They're just stupid.
And as stupid as they are, sheep's blood is naturally immune to snake bites.
Yeah. So, okay, I've been listening to all of your requests for originality. Here we go. From the album Songs in the Key of Christ, the first draft of a redone.
It's all the same, only the names will change every day. It seems we're wasting away. Another place where the sins are so bold. I ride all night just to get back home. I'm a preacher on a steel horse I ride. I was dead, now I'm alive. I was dead, now I'm alive. Sometimes I sleep, sometimes it's not for days. The people I meet always go their separate ways. Sometimes you tell the day by the sermons that you preach. And times when you're alone, you wonder who you reach. I'm a preacher on a steel horse I ride. I was dead, now I'm alive. I was dead, now I'm alive. Oh, I I walk these streets, the Holy Spirit got my back. I pray for souls, 'cause they might not make it back. I've been everywhere, oh yeah, still I'm standing tall. I've been a million places, and God bless them all. 'Cause I'm a preacher on a steel horse I ride. I was dead, now I'm alive. I was dead, now I'm alive. But I'm a preacher, I got the Lord on my side. And I was dead, now I'm alive. And I ride, now I'm alive. I still ride, 'cause Christ is alive. Christ is alive. Christ is alive. Christ is alive. It's all this.
Okay. Okay. Who wants to go first? I'm actually going to ask Wolf if he'd go first.
I really enjoyed that. So I like the retool, the more individuality with it, making it more your own. I like the guitar sound, I like the voice. I enjoyed it.
Okay. Nira?
So that's honestly my favorite style of music anyway, and so I would say it's probably my favorite. And that kind of song would go over really well in our church, just because that's more the style of music the people who would come to our church like.
I'll send you a copy.
Thing that would resonate.
I'll send you a copy. I'll go ahead and publish that one, and I'll remaster it and publish it then. Brother Dan.
Well, I think I mean you have to kind of carefully listen for the original inspiration, and then you can tell where it came from. But I feel. Can I be honest? I feel like I feel like you're halfway through a perfect swan dive, and in that, and it's hard to stop halfway through. You brought individuality and originality with the musical score, and that was great. I think you are selling yourself short to not just take the plunge and come up with your own original stuff. Forget about the inspirations. I think you got the talent, but just go do it. Come up with the music. Come up with your own words. Forget about any other song that you like. I think that's some untapped resources that you have in there, in your head and in your heart. That I don't feel like you're making the most out of it, but you can. So,
okay. That's why we do this. Bishop.
Okay. For it not being my favorite genre of music, I listened for its content as opposed to the style of music that it's presented in. I think the content was spot on. Someone, as I listen to Chaplain Nira, someone is going to just love it.
Yeah,
it just isn't for me.
Yeah.
I don't enjoy rap.
Okay.
But I grew up listening to it for secular music. I'm an old Motown guy.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
that's ingrained in me.
Yeah.
When it comes to gospel, I grew up listening to
Five Blind Boys,
No.
Jackson Southern Airs.
Jackson Southern Airs, Keynotes.
Okay, you're not a Blind Boys person.
No.
Interesting. Okay.
Williams Brothers.
McCrary Sisters.
Yeah. I did sound for the Blind Boys twice, actually 3 times, all 3 different iterations.
Yeah.
I did the originals and I did the subsequents.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And a bevy of others, but I believe that it has what's needed for someone who enjoys that genre of music, because what's most important is the message. When the message is clear, when the message is pure, then the music in turn touches something in the heart. It opens up the door for the music opens up the door for the message, and that's what's most important.
Okay. All right. Thank you. I will take everybody's and whether you know, I guess everybody's now hearing that I am actually listening to your critiques, and it's helping. I'm going to ignore what Brother Dan said because no, he's spot on.
He's spot on.
He's spot on.
I didn't have to reiterate it because he said it.
Yeah, he's spot on.
That's 2 weeks in a row, Brother Dan.
Yeah, that you two are.
Yeah.
We may have a quorum if this happens next week. I don't know. I may call in sick or something.
No.
No. It's interesting because I'm not quite sure how to deal with this. I understand what brother. I understand the idea of the words are there. Clearly, the words are there, and the inspiration part. I guess this is certainly the broadest I've ever been in. When my feet in this pond is just freaking me out completely. But I must confess, it's very relaxing and very cathartic, especially when I get it somewhat close to what
you're looking for.
What I'm looking for. And I have come to realize that the critiques actually do help. They really and truly do. So yeah, this is going to stay as this version in terms of the music. I think you're right. I didn't have when you say the inspiration, the words are in my heart, and I come up with this, but I don't understand the other part of it.
I know.
Sister Lauren and even you guys, when you guys sit down, you'll get a melody in your head and you'll put words to it. Or you'll get words in your head and you'll put a melody to it. And it's a gift. By the way, Sister Lauren is going to be at Keystone this Saturday at noon. If you get a chance to come out and hang out, we're going to have a couple of good hours of some good old-fashioned gospel. I've checked with the weather. I've been on my knees. I've asked God to bless us. So it's supposed to be really nice.
It's supposed to be, yeah.
Yes. We're not supposed to have wind that destroys tents and the sound and everything else and boards and the whole bit. But
let me say this to you, though. There's a reason why Rihanna is not as popular as Beyonce. They both have beautiful voices, but Rihanna is heard as if she is a cheaper copy of Beyonce. And there are people who do cover songs. The musicians and artists have been doing that since music was invented. But when someone comes across as a cheap version of the original, then it's not received quite as well. I think your music is incredible, but it comes from the vein of music that you've listened to throughout your life, and I think there's more originality in you than what I'm hearing.
And this is what Dan is saying, and this and that's good. You have to have something to strive for. You definitely have something to strive for. And I've not ever considered what you guys are saying. This has been on my radar. So getting out of where I was to get into what I'm doing now has been interesting to me, because you're asking me to reimagine something that I had set. And that's not easy. It's not easy. I can do it in electronics. I can do it in design. I can do it in every other aspect of my life. I come up with things that people look at me like, you got to be kidding.
Music is different.
But music is different.
Music is different.
Yeah. And it not only is it different, but there are people out there who are saying, well, why are you even doing this?
Yeah.
What do you do? You know, what is going on in your head? You need to focus more on pick something. I've heard that
Yeah.
from well-meaning people who sat and held my hand and looked deeply in my eyes.
But you have an eclectic brain.
You hear that? Here's proof. Bishop Hamby has proclaimed for all the world
There
that
is
Pastor Dan Walker has a brain. I'm gonna print that. I'm gonna cut that on the tape.
Yes, you do have a brain. You have a brain.
What's going on in the background? Who is that? Is
I
that
just
you?
said you
Huh?
ringtone.
What you say?
Save it as your ringtone.
You have reached Dan Walker, who has, according to Bishop Hamby, a brain. At the sound of the tone, you're on your own.
This is wonderful. So, when you listen to music, what touches you most?
Words.
Okay.
Now, I am by far a words person.
Mm-hmm.
However, there are some beats that are what my wife calls them Dan beats.
Okay.
If you're playing that beat, I'm going to like it.
Okay.
I don't even know the song, but the thing is belly la belly that there's just the beat behind that I absolutely love.
Okay.
I can't tell you why.
All right.
And I don't, as I said, I don't know the song. I don't know anything about it, but I heard that beat and I went, yeah, I like this. This is cool. So when I'm a words person first,
Mm-hmm.
but there are certain songs that I like strictly because of the beat.
Mm-hmm.
It's just, you know.
And there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that. But as a songwriter, you want to be relatable, and at the same time, you want to be unique. It's a fine line.
Yeah, I was going to say, it's a real fine line.
It's a fine line, but it's doable. It's doable, and it's a practice.
Well, let me ask you, what makes Mary Wells less of a singer than Diana Ross?
She's not less of a singer.
Continue. Oh, for those of you, now, does everybody, first of all, know who Mary Wells is and know who Diana Ross is? Hello.
I have to listen to you.
What do you say?
Yeah, I know Mary Wells.
So, Mary Wells was not less of a singer. Diana Ross was not more of a singer. Diana Ross was promoted by Barry Gordy more than any other female artist that Motown had.
Okay.
That's like saying the Temptations were a better group than the Four Tops. That's not true. If you listen to their music, their style is different, but coming from that same era, they each touch a different emotional chord in their listeners.
Well, one of my favorite segments is the Temptations and the Four Tops on the stage together.
Mm-hmm.
That was phenomenal because they're singing each other's music.
Yeah,
and it was interchangeable.
Entertaining.
Yeah, it was entertaining and interchangeable.
yeah.
I'm still blown away. I'm absolutely blown away by the Temptations doing probably one of their most famous songs was Papa Was a Rolling Stone.
Mm-hmm.
That was a relatively long song, all one chord, and between the bass player and that rhythm guitar,
We all know.
it was musical genius as far as setting the whole stage for that song in terms of bringing the mood, bringing the ambiance, bringing the spirit of the message. Just in even without the words, you knew that song was going to talk some serious business just by the bass, just by the rhythm guitarist.
The intro for that is the longest intro in musical history.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised.
I would not either.
It is. Now, I grew up with certain gospel groups, and for me, the Jackson Southerneers were probably the better recording group, but the Gospel Keynotes were the better stage presence group. It was hard pressed to find anyone who could command a stage like Willie Neal Johnson.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, and that's the niche that you have to find. What's going to make Dan stand out with his music and with his writing?
Yeah, that's a tough one. That's a tough one. Is most of these things are edited and organized between the hours of 2 o'clock and 5 o'clock in the morning.
Prime time.
Because that's
What you say, Nira?
well, that's the beauty of it. During that time frame, when no one else is awake, that is the most you. And so, doing that in that period of time, music is relatable because it's human. We listen to sad songs when we're sad because it's relatable.
Mm-hmm.
We listen to happy songs when we're happy because it's relatable. When you're in the middle of the night, that's the most transparently you can be.
Mm-hmm.
Because no one is watching. So continue to do that. And you are. And so you don't have to find who you are. You need to find your style. But that comes along with time. That comes along with it. Because the words of the song give it its meaning. But the music gives it the depth. And so without meaning or without depth, you don't have good music. That's the beauty of music in and of it.
And some of your best songs are written and recorded in the middle of the night.
Mm-hmm.
Trust me when I tell you they're done in the middle of the night.
Yeah, no.
And it doesn't matter what genre it is. It just happens that way. And it's not because recording studios aren't open in the daytime, but your best stuff is done at night.
It's
So
about
there.
the authenticity.
Go ahead.
It's about the authenticity. That's why people like certain artists or relate to certain music or certain songs. We do it because it means something to us. And that can be the meaning in the music because it makes us feel a certain way. It can be the meaning in the words because it rocks our world. It can be any number of things. Why do you think David was the best psalmist there was? He wasn't the only one,
No.
but the best one.
Yeah. Relatable.
Because he's beautiful, and we can understand when he says certain things. It's like, oh yeah, I can relate to that in those moments where I'm angry, or oh man, I can relate to that, or man, I think he was kind of bipolar. 'Cause dang, son. But you have those moments where we all can relate to something.
And David was all of that.
Oh yeah, he was a mess.
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot like me.
Yeah, like me. The warrior poet.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, think about it. A samurai couldn't be a good samurai unless he knew war and love. He couldn't be a good fighter unless he was also a poet.
Yes.
Well, look at you. Oh, Wolf, you got something there, man.
I got everything right there, brother.
See, this is a smart man. This is a man who knows how to just just lob it right back. I've seen so many men drop it at that point in time.
No, he knows. No, I was tell y'all earlier. There was a situation this week that I think relates a little. So my daughter over the weekend went to a birthday party and they went to the pool, and she forgot to put on sunscreen. And let's say she would give Dan for his money on Whiter Than Casper's Ghost right now. And Mom, at this moment in time, looks a little bit more like a buttered lobster.
No.
She got so sunburned. She got blisters on her shoulders. Like second degree, third degree. Like she got roasty.
Yeah.
She comes and she's like, "Mom, I hurt so bad," and like she can't really move. I mean, it's rough. Well, I'm sitting there, and I know how bad sunburns can feel because I too am very unmelanated and roasty toasty myself. And I know exactly what third degree sunburns feel like. So I'm sitting there, and I'm like, "Oh, girl, let's get you this medicine, and we're going to put this stuff on it because this stuff works better than that stuff." And I mean, we're doctoring her up, right?
See, I don't have that problem.
Hush. Hush.
Well, I'm lathering her up with medicine, all this sort of stuff, and I'm telling Wolf, like, "Hey, we need to do this, and we need to make sure we get this for her." And she had asked if I could bring up her laundry basket from downstairs because her bedroom's on the second floor. And she'd asked if I could bring up her laundry basket so she could get a tank top because the regular T-shirt was rubbing on her shoulders. Mm-hmm. And he had this moment of an epiphany where he mentions, he's like, "Wait." So he's like, genuine question. He's like, "I'm not trying to be a dork. Like, I'm not trying to be a jerk. Like, genuine question. Do sunburns really hurt that badly?" And I looked at him and I was just kind of like, duh. And he's like, and he sits there for a second and he's like, "Hey," he said, "I was genuinely raised that I was told I was crazy, that sunburns don't actually hurt that bad. You're telling me they do. I was just taught to power through them. And I was thinking that I was crazy my entire life because I felt that sunburns hurt, but I was told they don't." And he had this moment where he had this epiphany. In his mid-30s, had this epiphany. Sunburns actually hurt. Because he felt one way, was told another. And he believed it because what else did he have to go on?
It's not that bad.
And so we have this thing within churches as pastors. We have this thing in music and in life of we're told one thing, but we feel another. So how do we deal with the disconnect?
Well, okay, so let me dispel a few myths. First of all, now, actually I have two questions. The first question is, who can go to a Christian leaders conference weekend and have his cell phone stolen?
Not lost.
No, not lost, stolen. Who can do that? Anybody you know?
I'm having to bite my tongue. I so want to go there, but I just can't, Dan.
You're looking at the only person on the face of the planet that goes to a Christian men's conference and has his cell phone stolen.
Not misplaced.
No, not misplaced. It was stolen.
It was stolen.
Because it was on charger, and when I came back, the phone was gone. The charger was still there.
Someone took it thinking that it was their phone.
Someone stole the phone. It was gone. I never saw it again. Even after it was announced that the phone was missing.
They weren't in the building when the announcement was made.
Look, they were in the room when they stole it. You're trying to figure out how to get, but so in that same vein, we had in the backyard a green 53 Packard.
Okay.
It was my father's car, so when he drove to Alaska, straight eight, tank of a vehicle. The same person, when he was younger, discovered that if you lay on the hood across the windshield, it felt really good because the sun was beating down on you. Mm-hmm. Don't ever say black people do not get sunburned. Because this particular person roasted his entire chest.
Oh.
Front and back, because glass heats up.
Oh.
When the sun hits it, and where the body was, so he's getting he's getting his chest cooked from the top and his back fried from the hot glass on the back.
Let me be clear on something here. Okay?
Here it comes. Moses with the tablet.
It matters not how much melanin you have in your skin, yay or nay. Stick your hand on a stove and see if it burns.
Exactly. Yeah.
Also love it in Mario where the sun is trying to kill you. That's about what it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm just saying that I'm a unique individual in many ways that just can't be enumerated.
We're still trying, though. We're still trying. So, Chaplain Nero, I just sent you a text. Did you get it?
Not yet.
Okay, well, you will. You will. Oh, boy. So I have to figure out what my voice is. And I've got to figure out how to write stuff uninspired by other things I've heard.
Well, not entirely uninspired. You can choose a genre.
I can choose a genre. How long have you known me? Exactly. Have I ever chosen a genre as far as you know?
You've chosen genres for the music that you have.
Yes.
It's just they're coming from something that's already been developed. What you want to do is choose a genre of music and you develop it yourself.
Well, that's going to be difficult. Not impossible, but difficult. But I will work on it because now that I have some direction in this, it does help.
You have melodies in your head.
Yeah, I do. I do.
I'll bet.
Yeah.
They're in there.
Yeah, all around the world.
Over the rainbow, he's crazy.
Bishop doesn't know that. I do. Bishop does not know that. I guarantee you Bishop doesn't know that. Nira may not know it. I suspect Wolf will know it.
Over the Rainbow, the only one I know is from The Wizard of Oz.
As I said, you don't know it.
Yeah.
It's from Pink Floyd.
Yeah, I'm not a big Pink
The Wall.
Floyd.
It's from The Wall.
Okay.
Yeah. I knew that.
It could be the wall, the floor.
The floor, the ceiling. You don't know. You're not a Pink Floyd person, okay? And it's interesting because Pink Floyd, who made its life on esoteric music, had a hit called Money.
Okay.
That was as pop can get.
For the Love of Money.
Yeah. No, that was Temptations. No, wait a minute. For the Love of Money, OJ's or Isley Brothers? One of those two. OJ's? Okay, yeah. There, For the Love of Money. But this was called Money by Pink Floyd. It's on Dark Side of the Moon. As a matter of fact, it's the last song on side one of Dark Side of the Moon.
The most I know about Pink Floyd is what I've seen on album covers and T-shirts.
Okay. Yeah, the prism. The light hitting the prism and coming. The white light hitting the prism and coming out in multicolors. That's from Dark Side of the Moon.
Now think about it. I'm not a Pink Floyd fan, but I do like the Oak Ridge Boys.
You are one weird individual.
Brother Wolf, pray for him. He needs help.
I like the Oak Ridge Boys.
I like the Oak Ridge Boys, and I like Pink Floyd.
And Hall and Oates.
I like Hall and Oates.
Yep, me too.
Yeah.
And John Denver.
I like Denver. I like Temptations.
And
I
Johnny
like
Cash.
Johnny. Oh, I love Johnny Cash. I love me some Cash.
Hank Williams.
Hank Williams. I can
Yep.
take. I can live.
Senior and junior.
I prefer Senior more than Junior, but to me they're both arrogant jerks. So I didn't. But
The musicians.
yeah.
Yeah.
The musicians.
Okay, and it's unfair. I never met them, so I'm just saying I've listened to them, and I yeah, okay. I like, but I also like Garth Brooks.
Oh,
And you're not going to find a more arrogant.
Yes.
I remember when they were talking about him loading in, and they said, "Here it is. It's here. The longest trailer. Garth Brooks' ego has arrived." They're trying to get it in the building now.
But if any of us had that popularity,
Oh, it's and he put on a show. Oh my God,
Yeah.
does he entertain? He was phenomenal.
Yeah.
yeah.
And
I mean, I am as humble a person in my life as a person can be, but I know my personality, and if I ever got that good at something, it'd be obnoxious.
well, see,
It really would.
I've seen Eric Clapton perform live. I love Eric Clapton's music. Not all of it, but most of it I just absolutely adore. But as a performer, no. He comes to the mic, he has his guitar, he sings his songs, and that's it. And he doesn't perform for me. And I've seen him live, so I'm not talking from what I don't know. But I love his music. There's no question about it. Whereas when you watch, who else did I see? Oh, my goodness. I've done so many people. When I watched...
Jimi Hendrix was a performer.
Jimi Hendrix was an ultimate
He
performer.
was a performer.
Prince, a performer.
Yeah.
CeeLo, not a performer. CeeLo Green, not a performer. He came out, he sang.
And sang.
And okay. So...
Now, if you watch Luther Vandross, you would say that he's a singer, but no, he is without doubt a performer. He works a crowd in the most subtle way.
I was going to say, because I've watched Luther Vandross, and he's playing. I mean, he's letting his voice do all the work. He's definitely making his voice do the work.
Now, Patti LaBelle is different.
Yes, absolutely. Patti LaBelle can sing or not sing depending on whether you paid her. Okay. No, seriously.
Yeah.
Patti LaBelle, she's going to sing. If you paid her right, then she's going to perform.
Yeah.
If you haven't paid her right, then she's going to sing.
Yep.
And I've watched so many artists do that. Not Alanis Morissette. Who did Come to My Window? Was that Alanis Morissette?
Melissa Etheridge.
But thank you, Melissa Etheridge. I saw her do this live in New York. Her big song was "Come to My Window," but she was also pushing her new song. So the crowd wanted her to sing "Come to My Window" because that's why they were there.
Yeah.
So she said, "Well, yes, we're going to definitely do that, but I want to sing you my new song." And she sang that new song, and she poured everything into it. And everybody was like, okay, clap, 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 clap. And when she sang "Come to My Window," it's like the life went out of her. And everybody was going crazy because that's what they wanted to hear. But she was just singing it. And I could tell it taught me something about it. Because like she did not want to sing "Come to My Window." She wanted to push her new stuff.
She had gone past that.
Right.
And the audience wanted what they wanted.
Hey.
And guess what?
Yeah, exactly.
They paid to.
They paid them. Well, in this case, it was a free concert, but they're there.
Yeah.
So, how do we handle this? How does this translate into the Christian world? How does this translate into bringing the gospel? Come on now.
Okay, here we go.
Yeah.
Every time money is introduced, it becomes performative.
Okay.
Okay? If a preacher or when a preacher is being paid, he is expected to deliver in a certain way.
Okay.
Okay?
Yeah.
Now, the preacher himself has to recognize that he is a servant of God first, last, and foremost. Okay?
We've actually come just about to the end of the show.
Wow.
Yeah, we've got 2 minutes, maybe a minute, because I'm looking at the flasher thing right now.
We cannot afford to be put into the category of being a prancing pony.
Yeah,
Okay?
it's the gospel.
It's the gospel, period.
Yeah, the good news, first, last,
Okay.
always. But there's so much money involved in that, and maybe we should talk about that next week.
We can.
Tune in next week. I am Pastor Dan Walker. She is Chaplain Nera. He is the Wolf. Brother Dan Vale. Bishop Anthony E. Hamby. Tune in next week. Same bat time, same bat channel.
Love you guys.
Love you, man. Take care.
Bye.
Also annoying when it becomes a crutch. Oh shoot! At some point, we're not there yet. That point. I want that point.
First thing you do is
He is going to be through with you.
the first
Going.
thing
He will not always chide. Okay. So, what is our responsibility in this scenario? Let's start with the heart. Chaplain Nero, and if the bearded one has something he wants to chime in with, I'm hearing that every once in a while he deigns the pulpit or dons the pulpit. So if he's sitting there chomping at the bit with some information, by all means, pass the mic.
So the biggest thing